Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Eric. I am the Fraudiophile, and this is the channel where we talk about records, gear, and everything else in between. If these are the types of things that you're into, please go ahead and give me a like and subscribe. Today it is 5 below zero here in the lovely state of Minnesota. Winter is officially here, and today we are going to talk about 10 records that I love to listen to in the winter time. So let's get started. First one from one of my favorite artists is For Emma Forever Ago from Bon Iver. So this is the first record I grab when I think about winter. So this record put together by Justin Vernon, the first record of his Bon Iver collective, was created in a cabin in northern Wisconsin, north of Eau Claire, Wisconsin. Justin had just broken up with his girlfriend, needed a creative outlet, headed up north to his dad's cabin with nothing but some recording equipment, a guitar, and some VHS tapes of Northern Exposure. This is pretty much all acoustic, and to me, completely sounds like winter. It's a great album. Flume is one of my favorite songs off of here. Skinny Love, Lump Sum. There's just some absolutely great songs on this album. This one actually has caught on quite a bit with some of the younger crowd as well. My daughter, who's 14 years old, loves this record. I think part of it is something got relatively popular on TikTok, which is why she started getting into it. But great winter album, kind of thing you're going to want to throw on when you get your fireplace going on a cold winter weekend like this one. Speaking of artists with just an acoustic guitar and really nothing else, this is one from this year, one of my favorite albums of 2025. This is Foxes in the Snow by Jason Isbell. This is an album that Jason created, again, just with an acoustic guitar, him singing, no overdubs, no studio magic. Doesn't have the 400 unit with him on this album. It's just him and an acoustic guitar. So, as many of you know who are fans of Jason Isbell, he'd been married to Amanda Shires. They just went through a divorce over the last couple of years. And this is really his divorce album and his Finding New Love album. He has a new girlfriend, Anna Wyant, I believe her name is. She's an artist. So this is full of really breakup songs as well as newfound love songs. So kind of a cool dichotomy between the different types of songs on this album. But just the name of it, Foxes in the Snow, it just kind of feels very wintry in that acoustic guitar. Favorite song on here is probably Gravelweed and Bury Me are the two best songs I like on this. Another winter album. Remember the first time I heard this song? I heard it on my favorite radio station, which I've mentioned before, 89.3 The Current out of the Twin Cities, Minneapolis and St. Paul. Heard this song, was like, is this a Christmas song? It starts with jingle bells. I'm like, it doesn't sound like a Christmas song I've heard before. Well, that song is River by Joni Mitchell. Another just has that winter feel to it. Even though the first song I side to is called California, this just has a decidedly almost Christmassy feel to it. Not a huge Joni Mitchell fan. This is the first album of hers I ever bought, but really enjoy it. I've since bought Court and Spark and Hygira as well, but this one just has that nice cozy singer-songwriter feel. You'll notice that's one of the themes of pretty much all these albums. It's many singer-songwriters. This next one, not quite so much, but this is Waltz for Debbie by Bill Evans. If you like piano jazz, this is a great album. I think when I think of this one for winter, maybe it's just the setting. You can hear the glasses clinking. It reminds me of people of sitting in a jazz club in the winter. Maybe it's the album cover as well that has the wintry feel. But yeah, this is the OJC, Original Jazz Classics version of this. The sound on this is incredible. Like with my system, you feel like you're sitting right in the middle of a jazz club in the middle of winter. But cozy, great dinner music. I know I play a lot of Bill Evans when we're sitting down to have dinner at night. And this is a very chill winter album. Another one that I associate with Thanksgiving and into winter, mainly because of my favorite rock writer, Stephen Hayden, suggests playing the last waltz every year at Thanksgiving. I always think of the band. This is their self-titled album. This is just awesome. Just everything about this is so cool. The night they drove Old Dixie down is probably my favorite one on here. Um, Unfortunately, they've lost pretty much every member of the band now after Garth Hudson passed away last year. But just the variety of what they sound like. Everybody thinks of the band as being maybe kind of a southern rock band, but really Levon Helm's the only one from the U.S. The rest of these guys are Canadian, so maybe that's part of the reason why it feels so wintry too. That and just the association I have with the band when it comes to Thanksgiving. This one's a little off the radar compared to the other albums. This is Diary by Sunny Day Real Estate. I guess you could call this emo, one of the first maybe grungy emo records that came out in the mid '90s. I don't know what it is about this, why this feels wintry to me. It's the drums, it's the guitars. If you don't know Sunny Day Real Estate, check this out. Especially for those of you who are fans of the Foo Fighters. When Dave first started putting the Foo Fighters together, he took Nate Mendel, who's still his bass player with the Foo Fighters, and the drummer from Sunny Day Real Estate as well. So those two left that band to go join the Foo Fighters. The drummer actually left the band relatively quickly after the second Foo Fighters album came out, after Dave basically erased all of his drum parts and Dave Grohl put his own drum parts back in there. But the songs Seven and In Circles are probably my two favorite off of this. It's very, very, very different than the rest of these records. This was recorded live on January 1st, 1970. That's one of the reasons I think it has that winter feel to me. And this is Band of Gypsies by Jimi Hendrix. This record kind of means a lot to me. Spent countless hours sitting in my buddy Joey's basement when we were growing up, listening to this album. So this has a special place in my heart. I know my son, who's now in his early 20s, loves this record too. This is probably his favorite Hendrix record. Jimmy's playing on here, especially on Changes and Who Knows, is just awesome. Obviously, Machine Gun's probably the one most people remember from this, but Who Knows is probably my favorite on here. Great, great, great record. Last couple here. National, Trouble Will Find Me. Maybe it's the album cover. Maybe it's just Matt Berringer's deep baritone voice and just kind of chill vibe this record has. Always makes me think of winter. I don't listen to a lot of the National in the summertime and springtime. It's more of a fall winter band for me. John Moe, who runs a show out of the Twin Cities called Wits and does some other really great things with Minnesota Public Radio, always jokes about the National being sad dad music, which I think is the perfect way to put this. The digital gramophone, he always talks about his sad bastard records. This definitely fits into that. But love the way this feels in wintertime. Great record to throw on when the weather's chilly. This next one is a band that actually tours all the time with the National, or they have been lately. One of the bands that probably is at the top of my list that I've never seen perform live that I'm dying to see, and that's the War on Drugs. I think the whole album cover here gives it away, right? See them walking through the snow. One of the reasons this feels wintry to me. The thing that always cracks me up about the War on Drugs, I really love these guys. They have such a cool vibe to their music, and Adam Gradisell, the lead singer and guitarist, fantastic guitar player. Live, these guys are really awesome. I've heard a couple of their live records. Don't own the live records, but I've streamed them before. What's funny about this band though is it's my wife. It's her default. Anytime if I ask her, hey, what do you want to listen to? What records should I throw on? 9 times out of 10, she says, oh, grab a War on Drugs record. We'll listen to that. And the last one in my list, again, I don't know why this one feels wintry to me. Maybe it's just how it starts off so slow and has the long, long, long song "Shine on You, Crazy Diamond," and that's "Wish You Were Here" by Floyd. Just actually came out this week. Actually, yesterday is the day the new 50th anniversary of this has been released. I have not had a chance to pick that up yet on vinyl. I want to read some of the reviews, see what it looks like before I spend the money on picking that up, because I believe it's a 3 or 4 LP release. They've got a Blu-ray, they've got a bunch of CDs. But yeah, I think it's just Shining You Crazy Diamond. It just feels wintry to me. I'm sure everybody knows the story of Shining You Crazy Diamond, and this whole album really is dedicated to Syd Barrett, who was the original lead singer and songwriter for Pink Floyd as well. But yeah, it's absolutely a classic. So thanks for tuning in today to look at what my favorite winter records are. If you want to go ahead and drop what records make you think of winter down in the comments, please do so. And thanks again for watching.